now you actually look at the numbers, and we go back to 2014-15, and let's look at the assists. Now, of course, you can't get away from that number there. How many assists he's getting this season. I think what I should say, I think also helps is there's now great pace in this Tottenham team. It was always lacking a bit with Pochettino. That was the one thing I think that let them down. But now they've got Son, they've got Gareth Bale on the bench, Bergwijn against West Ham, Moura tonight. So there's more people making runs for when he gets his head up. And then you look at chances created. So throughout his career, he's been a player who always created possibly just over one chance per game. Again, look at this. Almost double what his average is. Is it the new role? Is it because he's getting more runners? I'm sure that must be a big part of it. I mean, the thing that you look here is the conversion rate of those chances that have been created. Big. I mean, that is not sustainable. So Harry Kane's assists will not carry on this season like that, really. But we are still talking about one of the best passers in the Premier League and one of the best passers in European football. And what this does for Harry Kane, for me, if he starts playing deeper, whether it's an instruction from the manager or it's him using his own intelligence, is one, it prolongs his career, and it also gives him more chance of breaking Alan Shearer's record for goals, because he's not just creating, he's still scored 5 goals in 5 games, so he's still scoring goals. And I mean, listen, he's one of the players we always talk about, one of the top players in the Premier League, but it's just fascinating watching one of the top players in the league actually adapting his game, maybe as he gets older, with injuries, and still producing the goods.
Well, he's 112 behind Alan Shearer at this stage. So he's 27, so what's that, another 5-6 consistent seasons, something like that?
But if he can play that role, could he not play that into his early 30s and play another 5 years at Tottenham at the top level?
Yeah. Alan Shearer will be worrying. You've worked very closely with Harry Kane with England. Does what Jamie's saying make sense?
I think you get to a point in your career where you're 27 years of age, as you've just said, where the game, you're absolutely at peak then. You've gone through your first dip in form. You've gone through the sort of early years where you're a bit raw. Your development has happened. Your confidence is at its highest. Your body's at its strongest. Your maturity and your picture of the game is at its best. And that's what it looks like to me with Harry Kane at this moment in time. He's become more complete than he already was. And to be fair, I can't speak highly enough of him. I've always said he's the ultimate professional. He's gold. There isn't anything wrong with Harry Kane. His mentality's strong, his performances are strong. The injuries in the last few years have been the one sort of blip on him. The other thing is, I think, worth mentioning, going back to the beginning, the short passes now and the development of play through midfield, which Tottenham we've shown in the start of the show, Jose Mourinho's changed this season. More passes, more possession, more play into feet, better players around him, more runners in behind, means that he's able to do that more. So I think the way I watched Harry Kane in points last season, I didn't feel like he actually looked happy. The way in which the team were playing, he looks happier now.
And clear up the thing about the corners with England, because that's always been thrown at you and Roy Hodgson in quite a snidey way. But was that because actually he's
snidey? It was full on football. There wasn't snidey about it.
Was that because of his ball striking ability? I mean, how did you get to that point?
There was a lack of free kick takers and corner takers in the whole squad. And in the team particularly, and he was the best striker of a ball. It started through wide free kicks, you know, those ones that you take where you can whip it in almost as a cross, but sometimes if the defenders miss it, it goes in. It started off with those, and he was head and shoulders above everybody else, and then it developed into corners. But obviously, you know, when you lose a football match against Iceland, then to be fair, people pick on the little parts. So we didn't lose against Ireland because Harry Kane was on corners, but his striking of a ball was outstanding.
All right, let's not get too much into the Iceland one again.